Congressman Greg Steube. He's a member of the House Ways and Means Committee. Congressman, how confident are you that we can avoid yet another government shutdown?
Yeah, I hope we can, but the time, as you said, is ticking. We've got this week we're going to try to pass those 4 appropriations bills. But if you have those 4 or 5 members that are voting against the rule, then we can't even consider them. So it's going to be interesting to see how things proceed. You're still going to have to pass a stopgap funding or some type of continuing resolution before Friday in order for that to happen. Even if you pass these other appropriations bills, there was discussion last week in the conference about an overall reduction to the $1.471 trillion mark, which would be about a 26% reduction in spending, along with H.R. 2. Look, you did that big block about the border. The American people are sick and tired of the open border policies of this Democratic administration. We have to pass reform at the border through our appropriations process, and that's what the American people put us in charge of the House to do.
But, you know, the holdouts are saying we can't continue to fund the government the way we've been doing it with, you know, these constant deficits and deficit spending. Is there any way to correct that?
Yeah, I don't disagree with that at all. I support cutting spending as much as we can. The budget that was put out by the Budget Committee would put us on a path to balancing the budget in 10 years. That's that $1.471 trillion budget number. There's some moderates in the party that aren't very happy with that. But look, America has a spending problem. Washington has a spending problem. I got elected 5 years ago. We had a $21 trillion deficit. We now have a $33 trillion deficit, all in about 5 years. We can't continue this pace of spending without reductions in the spending costs, and that's what the American people want us to do.
ABC News and the Washington Post took a poll asking who do you think would be blamed if there is a government shutdown this week. Biden and the Democrats actually get 40% of the blame. Republicans in Congress get 33%. Surprising to me, being that, you know, the Republicans control the House of Representatives. But nobody likes a government shutdown. It doesn't seem that, that any time it happens, the party in power winds up with egg on its face. Do you think that there is going to be a way to get around this?
Well, that's because those numbers show that the American people see that Chuck Schumer's going to hold things up in the Senate, that Joe Biden wants to keep business as usual in Washington, D.C. So even if we pass a lot of these very conservative measures, Schumer's not going to take that up. Biden's not going to take that up. And I can tell you people in my district are willing to shut the government down for more conservative fiscal policy to put us on a path to balancing our budget at least in 10 years. We can't continue this spending that we have done in Washington for years and years and years. It's not sustainable. We lost our bond rating from AAA bond rating. All of these type of implications to the economy that we have seen. And that poll shows the American people see who has good economic policy and who has bad economic policy. And they know that bad economic policy is coming from the White House.
You mentioned the situation at the border. If there is a government shutdown, those Border Patrol agents who are doing incredible work trying to handle the mess that is our southern border, they don't get paychecks. It would seem like there is an awful lot of reason to keep this government up and running.
Yeah, and Homeland is one of those bills that we will consider this week. But again, we'll send that bill and pass that bill hopefully to the Senate. And then who knows what Chuck Schumer is going to do with that. But I agree with you wholeheartedly. Defense needs to be appropriated. Our Homeland Security needs to be appropriated. We need more agents at the border. We need to build the wall. We do need to do a lot of things. Pass H.R. 2, which we have already passed in the House. But couple that with spending policy to force the Democrats in the Senate and the White House to negotiate with us on those issues.
It would be something to see a balanced budget in this country again. You say it could be a decade away. We'll see. Let's hope. Florida
We do it in
Congressman.
Florida every single year. It's possible.
Yeah, it is possible at the state level. Somehow the federal government can't manage it. Florida Congressman Greg Steube, we appreciate it. Thanks for joining us.
Good to see you.
Well, tropical depression Ophelia